Hey guys, welcome to the second episode of the Alphacacst, and I'm going to talk about some tips for designing. So, most people, when, they go into YouTube, they're going to start designing, thumbnails and logos for their channel. Now, the first mistake I made is that I didn't use professional software or even freemium software that's free but also premium. Now, I used Paint to make my stuff back then, and it looked terrible, of course, but that didn't stop me, and I thought it looked good on, like most people who starting out YouTube would think about their logos. And I realized there's a better option. It's called Snapper. Yes, Snapper. It allows you to edit thumbnails for free, well, for a trial. Then afterwards, you have to pay for it. I would just, create a fake email account and just reuse it over and over again. If you look closely enough, you can see that I use it for my most famous video on my channel, the Bandicam one, and it looked kind of good, but it wasn't as great as the thumbnails I wanted them to look, really. And I decided to upgrade to Photoshop. Now, when I upgraded to Photoshop, I didn't know a single thing I was doing. So, like any sane person, I went to YouTube and just started looking at tutorials. Now, the first mistake that I made. This mistake, right, is that I didn't use these tutorials as a base. When you watch a tutorial, the main purpose of the tutorial is to teach you something, right? But not to copy the person. There's a difference between taking inspiration and copying. And watching a tutorial is a way of teaching, is a digital way of teaching that it enables people to, communicate and things like that. But when you use a tutorial, about designing a logo, don't claim that style of designing as your own. Whoever made the tutorial, that's their style of designing. What you're doing there is to build a foundation of what you want your designs to look like. And that's a mistake I made because I was just copying people and it didn't look right, really. So that's the first mistake. Now, the second mistake that I see a lot of beginners just screwing up totally is that they use a lot of the same overlay and stocks. Sometimes I don't even use overlays or some stocks from GFX packs. Most of the times I would use my own. So I would just search from the internet, or I just create my own. Like my particles that that you see in my designs, I make them myself. The backgrounds, I make them myself, because when it is tailored or suited to my needs, I could edit it and do all sorts of things that makes the designing process easier. And this is a mistake I see a lot of people doing because they're using the same boring stock. Like, I want to put it on the screen right now. I hate how it looks. I made a thumbnail with it, the gaming channel art template. It looked kind of good, I guess. I don't know really, but I see a lot of people just misusing it, and it kind of bugs me. It annoys me that people are using this overlay stock in the most inefficient way ever. Like, they use it in the most unnecessary way ever. Now, here's an example of something that's not done correctly. It just looks terrible. It's flashing in your eyes. It's too bright, and I generally hate it, right? Now, here's something that is done well. You can see that the colors aren't mixed up, and I like to keep my designs in one color. If it's going to be in different colors, I'll keep it in a color scheme. Like, if I'm going to do a design of purple, I use light blue, and I use kind of a darkish navy blue. Well, a lightish navy blue, right? I'll use a light sea blue and a light navy blue and purple. Now, when I do that, it looks really nice and smooth, and the colors kind of mix in. It's not too harsh in the eyes like this one. But that's a perfect example of color grading done right in designs, and this is what a lot of people do wrong as well. Now, the third thing that I see a lot of beginners doing wrong is that they try and copy other people's style. This is also relating to number one, but a little bit different. What I mean by copying people's style, like Visual or Stephen Van or Timples. They're all great people. They make some awesome designs. But the thing is, people just want to like steal their style. I know some people who just watches their tutorials, right? But their channel is just based on that. Like their thumbnails are similar to the tutorial they watch, their logo, their channel art, everything about their branding. You can tell it's related to that certain tutorial maker. And this is what I really hate, because a lot of people don't find their own styles. But when you find your own style, you need to tweak your style in a way. Oh dang, my Discord. Ignore that. I just mute my laptops. The way that you get your style is you have to like look through, do a lot of designs until you find what really fits with you. I like nice, simplistic, smooth and clean colors, and that's my niche. But the thing is, some people, when they would create their own style, they don't tweak it to the point where it looks good. What I mean by looks good, I'm saying that it has nice color grading, the one stock doesn't choke the viewer's eyes. I don't know, poke out the viewer's eyes, because that happens a lot. A great example of a bright and colorful header is one made by Caroline. I really like how it looks. I actually made the logo for it. It was from Matsi, some Spanish guy on the Area Creator server. It's a good person. And this is a really great example of a bright header. Or there's a certain color scheme, if you can tell. And this is what I like. That this certain color scheme is not forced upon you, and you use a selection of bright colors. If you didn't take a close look, it's actually a selection of warm colors, like red and orange. Those are warm colors or hue colors, and these are the type of colors that you would use for warm designs. But if you're going for like a cold design, well, not cold design, but kind of a dark, snow, like a Christmas type design, you will use a dark color. And in designing, you have to use color sense. Like if you're gonna use a warm color, if it's a warm design, you would use a warm color. If it's a dark design, you use a dark color. A bad example is when you combine a warm design and a cold design. So you put light blue next to dark orange. That looks terrible. Tone up the colors to the point where they don't clash with each other, where the transition from looking at one color to another color is smooth. It's not harsh on the eyes. The eyes, they don't feel like they're being attacked. And anyway, that's the end of today's short podcast. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you guys in the next one. But before I leave, check out my Discord server in the description below. Follow me on Twitter for other updates, and don't forget to go to Behance and check out some of my Behance special projects. But anyway, thanks for listening, and I'll see you all next time.